Happy New Year, everybody. I just woke up and I decided to make this, um, how can I say it? I guess my motivational video for you for 2018. I did one last year for 2017, so I want to keep doing this. So I woke up thinking about my opportunity to play for the NFL. It's a true story. I was in a sports book and I enjoy watching sports, and I was just in there just looking around, and I noticed there was a WNBA uh, basketball game, and it was basically around the first year or the second year that the WNBA got started. So I was watching the ladies play, and this guy came up. He said, "Let me see your hands." So I extended my hands. He said, "Now turn your hands over." So I turned them over, and he said, "Man, you got nice hands." I was like, "Whoa, what is this guy? Who is this guy?" And then he said, "Well, how tall are you?" I said, "I'm about six, maybe 6'2". I had just had a growth spurt. I was about 5'4" or something when I graduated from college, and I shot up because I started working out, and I guess that maybe, I guess maybe that, and maybe my genes kicked in. My grandfather was about 6'7", so I kind of like inherited some of his height. So I said, "I'm about 6'2". He goes, "Here's my card. If you could run a certain speed, I believe it's the 40, and if you make a certain speed in the 40, I guess it's I forgot how fast it's supposed to be, but he said if you perform certain capabilities, I might let you walk on our on my football team." I'm going, "Wow, really?" I said, "I've never really played that much college ball or high school ball, or I played flag football." He said, "Well, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who have walked on uh, football teams with little or no, they just have natural ability." And I remember my coach used to let people walk on to his football team. This is the guys here. This is my football coach at Grambling State University. I don't know if you can read it. It's Eddie Robinson, and he was my coach. I didn't play for him. I was in the marching band there, but he had people walk on his team. So, I never thought much about it. He gave me his card. He said, "Give me a call. Let me know if you're going to come up." So he gave me his card. I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking maybe like a semi-pro team or something like that. About a day or two later, I saw the same guy. As a white guy, gray hair. It was Robert Ursay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. I was like, "You got to be kidding me. This guy owns the Colts." I didn't know who he was. He gave me his, and I pulled out the business card, and there was his name, Robert Ursay. I said, "You got to be kidding me. This guy believes I can walk on his team." But I was in fairly good shape. I worked out. Believe it or not, at one time I had like 19-inch biceps. Wasn't a real big guy, but I was pretty much yoked because I would hit that gym, and I put in the work, and so I thought about it. I called somebody that I was involved business wise with, and he told me, "Well, if you go, man, you can get hurt. I hope you have good health insurance or whatever." Here's the negative stuff that was coming, but you know what? I said, "Well, maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe it was just a distraction to the other goals I wanted to do." But you know what? Somebody gives you an opportunity to try for the NFL, you should do it. And I should have done it. But I was always a musician. That was my mindset. That's what I love to do. I love music. So maybe I wouldn't have done it. Maybe, but you know what? If I had people, I still love football. I still love football, basketball, but I never really dove into it. I used to go to the basketball court and shoot for hours. I used to just shoot, and like you say, you just never know until somebody believes in you. And this guy believed in me. And all I had to do was call Coach Rob. I said, Coach Rob, I said, can you coach me up to try out for an NFL team? And I guarantee you, he probably would say yes. I would have came down with his guys, maybe during their, do a little short training camp, and I would have went and tried out. But you just never know. See, the bottom line is just basically, the mind, if it believes it, it can achieve it. And I proved it to myself because later on in my life, I've achieved some things. And recently I just became a real estate agent. And, I just believed that I can do it, and I did it. And, there's still a lot of work to be done, but it's, being in business is different. You got to plant your seeds. You got to just continue to believe. That's all, and things will start popping up. And so, basically, I just want to let everybody know that if you got that dream, go for it. Maybe the story would have been different. I hate to say what if, but if, let's say, I made the team, the Indianapolis Colts, I would have been on that team that won the Super Bowl, because Peyton Manning was the quarterback there. So everything was there. I just didn't believe. I didn't plug in. But you just never know. What if I tried out and made the team? I would have had a Super Bowl ring, and my story would have been, my story would have been on 30-30, about somebody that walked on from Las Vegas, never really had any aspirations. Like that one movie, I forgot the guy's name, but the same thing. He tried out for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he made it, And so all I have to say is, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Stay positive. Stay around people that believe in your dream. Of course, you got to understand that you have to find out if you really have the ability. And there's some things you can learn, how you can find the ability to do things. But you know what? The bottom line is, if you just try, you fail, and you really tried hard to make it happen, at least you know that you tried. But when you try and you fail, you just found out why you failed, and you hone those skills, and usually you will succeed. If the talent is there, the ability is there. And then number two, stay away from all the chickens. I tell people, stay away from the chickens, the ones that are doubters. There are people in your family that tell you can't make it. Matter of fact, I was inspired by this guy. I didn't pass my test, but I was going to I went to a couple of brokerages to decide which one I wanted to be a real estate agent at. And I heard the story of a guy came in. His wife was so negative. He had actually started out being an agent. He quit, and he came back. I guess he got recertified. Now this is his second time back, because you know why? Because he was like, I don't care what my wife says. I'm going to make it happen. And you know what? That inspired me. So that's what I'm saying. Stay inspired. Stay motivated, stay disciplined, and you will make it. Just follow your dreams in 2018.